What's going on, party people? Welcome to another edition of the Men in Scoring Position podcast. I am not the resident runner on second, but I will pretend to be joined for the first time by the runner on third because he's always about to score. Some call him Wavy Daney. Some call him Arden, you coming over for dinner. Never call him late. Dane Arden, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Yeah, Billy's actually in Portland. For anybody who listens to our show for the next week, visiting his brother. So we got Dane here. Dane's going to be hosting for us. Thank you so much.
That's the fake story. What happened was...
What's the real story?
I challenged him to an arm wrestling competition, beat him, and he moved out of Chicago. So
that sounds very Billy-esque.
Yeah.
I believe
he couldn't handle it.
I believe that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
I mean, was it like a landslide victory?
It was...
Stevie Nicks?
It was like embarrassingly bad.
Okay. Yeah.
I've been doing 10 push-ups every day for like a week, so...
Yeah, and then
like,
you just came
I told
in.
him that, and he was like, I get it.
Just crushed it.
Yeah.
Absolutely crushed it.
Too bad.
Well, sayonara.
Yeah.
See you later, bud. Oh, that's awesome. Man, thank you so much, honestly, for coming on. Guys, if you're listening to us for a first time or return listener, thank you. We are the Men in Scoring Position podcast. You can find us on social media platforms such as Facebook, SoundCloud, and iTunes, self-titled Men in Scoring Position. We are also on Snapchat and Twitter at Men in Scoring POS. If you have any thoughts, comments, general overall points of view, feel free to email us at meninscoringpod@gmail.com. And guys, always rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend. Tell a couple friends. Dane, I know you're going to tell some friends.
Oh, for sure.
Blow us up on social media. Mm-hmm. And we want to give a big shout out to the Laugh Factory. If you guys follow us, like us, show box office, you get free tickets for you and your girl, you and your friends, however many. Just like us on our social media platforms. And also our good friends over at Frank's Bar, located at 2503 North Clark Street. They are open from 11 to 4, 11 to 5 on the weekends. Tell Condito and Katie what's up. You follow us, they will take care of you. Drinks, I'm sure. And always tip your wait staff. That being said, Dane, I want everybody to get to know you a little bit. So I guess my first question to you is tell us a little bit about yourself, your fandom, what sports you like, what teams you like.
Yeah, so my two big teams are the Bears and Oklahoma City Thunder, right? So
nice.
I lived in Crystal Lake, Illinois, a suburb outside of here, and then I moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where I was there when Seattle moved their team to Oklahoma City. So I was there when it became a thing, and yeah.
So you're a day one fan.
Oh, man, yeah. Love it.
Nice. Lots of beaches over in OKC.
So many beaches. Yeah. And so much red dirt. Actually, no beaches at all.
No beaches whatsoever?
It's nothing but toll roads and flat land.
That'll happen.
Yeah.
I mean, we're Chicago, so I mean, our weather's not the best.
True.
So what are you gonna do? Yeah. So tell us. Now you said you were Crystal Lake.
Yes.
Okay, Crystal Lake, and so that's where your Bears fandom came in.
Yeah. Also, my dad was a huge Bears fan, so he really got me into it. It was probably like my biggest intro to sports was being a Bears fan.
Were those? Okay, nice. And as a Bears fan, we've been going through a little bit of a tough time these past couple of years.
Yep.
It's been it's not been pretty. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, Billy and I actually went down to training camp. We got some press passes and kind of saw him, and let's just say that it left to be desired. There is one A+ area of our team, I think, and it's the wide receiver core. Other than that, not too much. Not too much. And you saw these preseason games?
Yeah.
Oh, what'd you think about all that?
Brutal. All of it is brutal.
What do you think? Break it down for me. What do you think? What's
I mean, it's all just everything is bad.
Are we
the
5 years
is
back?
Fucked. Everything is fucked.
Grossi was huge.
Yeah, as long as we play better than Brian Urlacher's hair plugs look, I'll be fine.
That's true.
Season.
Those are hair plugs.
I think so, right?
They've got to be.
Why do that to yourself? Your bald head was your iconic thing, and you just put an ad on top of your head. I don't get it. I don't like it.
What's the residual?
Yeah.
I'd like to know.
I hate it.
It's funny though. I think about that team, and even that team was always missing something. Even when we got to the Super Bowl, we got there with no offense.
Yeah.
Were you a Grossman or an Orton guy?
Man, It's so tough because Grossman was one of those players where he could it's similar to the Jay Cutler thing right now, where he could either go off and you're just like, yeah, or he was terrible.
Yeah. 4 touchdowns and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I love Kyle Orton because of all the stories I've heard about him being a party boy and just getting like Tim McLaughlin drunk at different
Shout out to Tim McLaughlin, episode 14, I believe.
Yeah. But yeah, that Super Bowl really solidified how much I hate Grossman because
I was never a Grossman guy.
Yeah?
I never was. I liked Kyle Orton. You know why people didn't like Kyle Orton?
Why?
Because he wasn't a flashy numbers guy. He was 182 touchdowns, 1 interception, game manager, like a Trent Dilfer.
Consistent,
Yeah, but look at his win percentage as a starter for the Bears. It's astronomical, I believe. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but when he played, you won.
Yeah.
You know, where Grossman though would drop like 300, 4 touchdowns, but then also have 4 picks.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And
Yep.
it's just like, dude, you know, you're not Brett Favre. Anyway, let's go over some current events. We'll come back to the Bears full circle. We got a long episode here. I don't know. You ever heard of a guy named Tim Tebow?
I have heard of him.
Yeah.
A few times.
Yeah.
Not that much, though.
Yeah. Very. He's a character.
Yeah.
He was known for football, obviously, and now Did you hear this? He's doing a transition into baseball.
Is he really?
Yeah. I call him the Kardashian of the sports world. I think
That makes sense.
it's just a media whore, man. But then I looked at these numbers. So Venezuela offered him a contract along with a lot of other teams just because of the revenue, but we're not going to go there, the Aguilas or whatever. He blasted a 430-foot home run, and get this, he ran a 60-yard dash at 252 pounds in 6.65 seconds. That's like 10 yards every second. That's like a Bo Jackson.
That's pretty insane.
I don't know, man.
That
Would you take him?
Makes me want to be more of a Christian, you know?
Yeah.
Makes me want to go back to church. Maybe I'll hit a fastball. I do it.
No curveballs?
No.
Just head on. Bring it on, Jesus.
I want to lower my expectations. You know?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, man. I don't know. I saw those numbers today, and I was just like, "Are you kidding me?" Because that's fucking impressive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Anyway, enough of Tim Tebow. we don't need to go on to that guy. Now you said, all right. So you originally were Crystal Lake. When you were out here, I believe White Sox Park was called Comiskey.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
They changed it to the Cellular. Did you hear what their new one is?
Is it guaranteed rate?
Yep.
Yeah. That's good. That's great.
You like that?
No, not at all.
What
That's
an awful
nightmare.
name.
It's a nightmare.
And then they're trying to take jabs at us like you guys are chewing gum. Well, yeah, but we've also been around for 100 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Wrigley is a staple. It's like
Yeah.
saying Mars. Or,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you're kind of grasping at straws at this point.
Yeah, that's like Surge trying to make fun of Coca-Cola.
No
Like,
offense,
why?
Mike, our producer's a big White Sox fan. He's
Yeah.
just over here steaming.
Yeah.
Stop punching the wall, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. And then, sorry if I seem a little low energy today, guys. I went to the Cubs game last night. Today, what is today? Today is, what's the date?
30?
August 30th. I went to the 29th game. It went to the 14th inning.
Ooh.
I was there till 12:30 in the morning.
Oof.
So I'm a little out of it today, but Cubs won. Walk-off RBI single. Another Venezuelan, Miguel Montero. All right, man. Enough of Chicago random sports. Tell me about your OKC love.
Oh, love them. I remember when they first came and they were a terrible team, and it was.
Were they terrible?
Oh my God, were they bad?
I don't remember.
They were so bad.
Who'd you guys have?
I mean, we still had it was like early Durant, early Westbrook. This was before I think we got Harden.
That's
like
terrible.
Way early. And then I don't remember any of the other people that probably don't play anymore.
Yeah.
But it was like watching any team that played against us. It was like watching our team was the team that played against the Globetrotters, and it was just like you could watch every highlight from ESPN with the Benny Hill theme song going on.
Yes.
It was nothing but like a come on, man.
A lot of turnovers.
Yeah, it was the worst.
Really? Who was your coach back then? Do you remember?
I actually can't remember. I want to say it was Brooks, but
Was it Brooks?
could have been.
Yeah, I don't remember that team. I got to be honest with you. I just remember I always correlate you guys with being like the Orlando Magic version 2.0, where you hit the freaking lottery
Oh yeah.
twice.
Yeah.
Because Kevin Durant was a stud at Texas, but he was tall, he was lengthy, and he only played 1 year to the best of my knowledge. And then he comes in and he turns into a Durantula.
Yeah.
And then you get this kid out of UCLA named Russell. And then James Harden, too.
Harden.
You look at that team and you're like, how are you guys not a dynasty?
Yeah. I mean, that's what will be forever, is looked upon as
The what
like
ifs.
the what ifs, yeah.
Now-
What if we, it seemed like every year we had an injury that would,
Was it a
sideline our
very
whole
injury-prone
thing.
first couple
it
years?
It was just like one player something would happen. Russell would have something with his knee. Serge would have something happen. Durant with his foot.
Yeah, Baca's a physical specimen.
Yeah.
Like, you don't realize that. I saw that ESPN body issue, and I'm like, that dude is jacked.
Yeah.
And he's lean.
Yeah.
So that makes for a, kind of a dual threat, especially in the low post, I would imagine.
Yeah, and then he started shooting threes, and I was like,
What are you doing?
What?
Yeah, well, that's stretch 5. That's like a thing now.
Yeah.
Like, you got point guards guarding centers.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see now without KD and Serge.
Yeah,
what's going to happen?
I was curious to your thoughts on that. Now, Serge doesn't get the credit that he's due, at least from, to me, the rest of the sporting world. But if as an OKC fan, that guy's pretty invaluable.
Yeah, which I think is the main reason why he wanted to leave. It seemed like, from what I heard, he seemed like disgruntled, and we were getting closer to like a Reggie Jackson thing where he was like, all right, when am I getting more playing time? And
he was limited on minutes?
Yeah.
Because of who? Who was Scola?
I think it was like a little bit of Cantor coming in, and I just feel like he didn't get the ball a lot whenever Westbrook was out and Durant. So it was another thing with like Westbrook.
Westbrook really, I liked his style of play. Loved Westbrook. The one that really made me put a microscope on him was when Kobe was like, "Who most emulates your game?" And he was like, "Russell Westbrook, OKC."
Oh, nice.
Yeah, dude, the guy plays angry. But now I'm a big Bulls fan.
Yeah.
When I see a guy play that hard at the point guard position, I think injury. I'm like, take care of yourself, dude, because you play fucking angry and you play hard.
Well, yeah, I mean, Derrick Rose right there.
Yeah.
You have to worry about that. Now, like, I remember watching Bulls games before he started getting injury prone.
When we had Kirk Heinrich was still in the mix.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he would like
Chris Duhon.
He would do amazing magical things where he would get to the rim and he would just like dominate. And then it looked like once he started getting a few injuries, it seemed like he was scared to do that. So that's what I'm worried about now.
Well, he had to change his entire game.
Yeah.
Like as a Bulls fan, first off, you have the psychological trauma that comes with a devastating knee injury, let alone 2.
Yeah.
And then if you look at his knee injuries, it wasn't like a Sean Livingston. It was like he came down from a dunk, very routine, boom, out. And it's like, it's sad, man. Like the Grant Hills and the Hardaways and these guys that just, their bodies can't keep up, Yeah. Hopefully that does not happen with Westbrook. He just got a fatty contract.
Yeah.
Coming back. You got to be excited about that.
Oh, of course.
You ask anybody in the sporting world, there was not a chance in hell Russell was staying.
Yeah. Yeah, he
I
was
think even
out
you,
of everyone. Yeah, out of every one of the players that have left, I would have said Westbrook was going to be the first to leave if he was going to go to LA and get his fashion stuff on and just fucking nail it with the fashion, But it's amazing to see him like man up and be like, all right, I'm going to take over and I'm going to make KD pretty much suffer.
I don't remember the exact contract. It was like 3 years. It wasn't like a huge long-term contract, but it was like 87 for 3 or something like that.
But he got a pay bump, which is kind of funny because everyone's like praising him, but he also got like $10 million. He negotiated $10 more million into it.
Now, does he have a sneaker contract?
That's a good question. I don't know.
He should. Yeah. He absolutely should. Yeah, man. I just want to say on behalf of like being an NBA fan, if you guys are over there in OKC not freaking out, but pissed off at Kevin Durant, you guys are like trash because what he did for you guys was incredible.
I totally agree.
Jumping ship, I get it.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
I saw Julius Peppers in a Packers jersey.
Yeah.
That was rough for Jared Allen. But you guys gotta pay homage, dude. I mean, he stuck it out, and it's not You lived in OKC. I've never been to OKC.
Yeah.
What's it like over there in terms of nightlife, in terms of restaurants, in terms of like
Yeah, I would honestly
attracting superstars?
Yeah, I would honestly say that KD contributed a lot to the economy of it, where it felt like things were building
one
more,
guy.
just one guy, and there were just like condominiums building up and like so much nightlife out of nowhere, and it seemed exciting to go to OKC out of nowhere. And I'm in that camp too, where I agree, like it sucks that KD left, but we have to accept it and be appreciative for what he did.
What it
like
was.
I got so upset when I started seeing people burning jerseys. I was like, why?
Oh,
Why
and then
would-
his restaurant went under.
Yeah.
People weren't going to his restaurant.
Well, I didn't like that restaurant because it gave me bad gas when I went. So.
Oh, you actually ate there?
Yeah. I had the roasted chicken. It was.
It wasn't.
It ruined me for people. I remember I tweeted KD. I was like, "Hey, can I get some free tickets because your chicken gave me horrible gas."
And the outcome of that was
didn't say a single thing back to me.
fell on deaf ears.
Yep. That's pretty much it. Well, he left OKC because of it. I'm pretty sure.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
I don't think
It's
it
like,
had
I'm not
anything to
gonna put
do
up
with
with this.
championship aspirations.
No.
Now, on the flip side to that coin, and we'll probably end up coming back to the Thunder because I'm really fascinated by that team, fascinated by the, I don't want to say rise and fall because they haven't fell.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not falling. But you guys brought in Victor Oladipo.
Yeah.
That's a good pickup.
Yeah.
It's better than our circa 2007 championship team that the Bulls are trying to put together.
Yeah.
Jesus.
They're gonna win the 2009 NBA championship.
Yeah, for sure. Easily. Rondo's going to be hitting trays in solid D. Robin's going to pretend to be Brooke, and Dwayne is going to hit in the fountain of youth. So yeah, what do you think about that Oladipo pickup? Well, how do you think he fits into that system?
I think it'll be great. We're gonna probably have like one of the most athletic backcourts in the league right now because of
Lights out
Oladipo
shooting.
and Westbrook. It's gonna be insane to see. I feel bad because I feel like Oladipo wanted to come because he thought KD was gonna stick around.
Oh, did he sign prior to
He
KD's
signed,
departure?
Yeah.
Sucker.
Yeah.
Oh man,
He was
that sucks.
texting people when people were like texting him about getting signed to OKC and they were really excited. He just kept texting the ring emoji. And I was like,
Oh,
Now
and this
it's
is
a little
validated.
weird.
This is like Twitter,
Yeah,
TMZ
yeah.
official.
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah.
He still got Russell, man.
Yeah. We still got a team there.
Yeah.
Canner could.
How's your bench?
Our bench is all right. I think we got a pretty decent bench. Today we picked up Joffrey, which I don't
Yeah, I
know a
saw
lot
that.
about him. I thought it was a Game of Thrones joke at first. I was like, oh,
Yeah, you picked up Joffrey Laverne from the Nuggets.
yeah.
So, I mean, good
Yeah.
luck with that.
Yeah, I don't know a single thing about him.
I honestly, I might have mispronounced his name.
Yep.
But the way the salary cap has been going and the way that, NBA contracts are now, he's probably worth $180 million.
Sure.
God,
Yeah.
did you see some of these?
Win super. Yeah.
Andre
Win-
Drummond's contract is the one that blows my mind. Did you see how much it was worth?
How much was it?
5 years, 150.
Oh, jeez.
Who the fuck is Andre Drummond? Like, are you kidding? And it's only going to go up from
Yeah.
there. You know?
Well, what about Mike Conley? How much is he getting paid again?
Mike
That was
yeah,
like,
they all were dumb. They were all dumb. Like not the league, because if you got the
Yeah.
money to spend and it's not going to hurt your franchise,
Right.
by all means,
Yeah.
go. MLB's been doing it for
Yeah.
years. It just and I'm going to get back on my soapbox. I bring this up every other episode. NFL players are so grossly underpaid. It's
Oh,
fucking
God, yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, dude.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, they're millionaires. I'm like, you make $1 million, 20 goes to your agent, 20 goes to taxes. Some of it's not guaranteed. You're lucky if you walk away with $300,000
Yeah.
off $1 million contract.
Yeah. Who was it? Brandon Marshall that tweeted during like that sweepstakes that was going on that he was like, "Oh, I picked the wrong sport to be in." This
Everybody
was-
did.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Williams. I mean, Twitter was blowing
Yeah.
up. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
The average career in the NFL is what, 3.5 years? So I mean, it's like cash in while you can. Everybody's getting married. You hear about that Joey Bosa kid,
No.
the draft pick for the San Diego Chargers out of
Yeah.
Ohio State. He's been doing a holdout without, and everybody's like, dude, you haven't played a snap. You should be grateful. I'm
in an
pro
RG3.
Joey Bosa. I'm like, dude, pioneer this. Like,
Nice.
get paid.
Or not RG3. He's playing a Michael Crabtree.
Yeah.
Who didn't play until like what, the 9th game? because he was
Crabtree didn't
holding
play
out?
until the 9th.
Yeah.
Remember Andre Smith,
Yeah.
the tackle for the one that ran shirtless with his titties out. Yeah. So your boy leaves.
Yes.
KD.
Yeah.
Top 2 talent, in my opinion, in the NBA.
Yeah, I would agree.
Incredible.
I would agree.
That being said, he's teaming up with your boy, Draymond.
Oh, Green. No, God.
Get on your soapbox, man. Tell me all the things wrong about Draymond Green.
The king of dicks, between dick pics and dick kicks, man.
Dick pics and dick kicks.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. We're gonna hashtag that. Dick pics and dick kicks. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah. So what's your problem with Draymond?
Okay. Well,
as if it's not obvious enough.
I very much believe that he kicked Adams in the balls completely on purpose, for sure on purpose. Everyone knew that Adams was a very chippy player. He knew it going into the games that he was a very chippy player. Didn't like it, so he tried to find a way to get back at him and get away with it. And I feel like he really sold it very well. He kicks him in the balls really hard and then acts like it never happened. But I feel like it would have been more revealing that he was being honest if he would have been like, oh, shit, I know that feeling of being kicked in the balls.
My bad,
I'm
dude,
so
my
sorry.
bad, my
And
bad.
tried to get him up.
Take the
but
foul.
Instead he just walked away like, oh, I must have hit a fly or something. I don't know. And then just it was insane.
It is the playoffs, and you don't show love in the playoffs.
True.
You know what I mean? Especially.
That's monstrous, kicking somebody in the balls.
He didn't kick him not once, right? He kicked him twice.
Yeah, I kicked him twice.
We had a debate on the show a couple episodes ago about how we think that if you're going to suspend somebody, suspend them right then and there.
Yeah.
Don't go back and look and deliberate, especially, in the conference finals, especially in the finals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So regardless of what one thinks about Draymond Green, I'm not anti-Draymond Green. I think the whole situation is fascinating to say the least. But I think that him getting suspended in the finals as that's it, last straw, I think he should have been fined heavily maybe.
Yeah.
But to take out a guy, arguably, there's always going to be an asterisk. What if he would have played those games? Does
True.
Cleveland host a championship? True. Now, granted, Kyrie and LeBron went off.
Yeah.
Just absolutely nuts. I mean, I remember Klay Thompson just looking over at the bench what do I do to guard Kyrie? I can't stop him. He was lights out, man.
Yeah.
So was that painful? Was that painful? To see
Cleveland beat Golden State Warriors. I knew once Cleveland won that was going to be a huge selling point for KD because now it's they need somebody to finish.
So you didn't have relief when you saw that championship.
I was insanely worried.
As you should have been.
Yeah. And I immediately, once we went into the summer, I was like, I really feel like KD's gone. And my friends were like, there's no way. No, he's going to stick around. It's KD.
Naive to a fault.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't sign a long contract.
No.
2 years, I think it was.
Yeah.
50 mils, something like that.
Yeah, and everyone wants to say that he's going to pull LeBron and come back, but who knows? He doesn't really have a real connection to Oklahoma.
No.
Other than,
and he did a lot for your guys' city and economy, and you still have Russell.
Yeah.
Now, if Russell would have departed, you might see tumbleweeds.
Right.
You know what I mean? But Russell's still there. Yeah. That would make me want to go.
Yeah.
To see, there's a couple guys you pay to see play. You know what I mean? Russell Westbrook is one.
Right.
KD is one. Mm-hmm. I just don't know how KD's going to fit into that system. I'm sure Kerr is just going to have him go off.
Yeah. I think if it was any other team, I would be worried. But with Kerr, it's Kerr is such a good coach that he'll find a way to get him the ball somehow.
Yeah. And then whose team is it? Because Curry is...
He's the third or fourth option on that team.
Here's the thing. Curry... Okay, so I was huge Steph Curry fan, partly because of my hatred for LeBron, partly because I love this style of play, role model, class act, so on and so forth, never in trouble, drops a sponsor because of, he wants to put a Bible verse on his shoe.
But what do you think about him throwing his mouth guard? Because that was a big deal.
That was... You know what?
Fans will make a big deal out of anything.
Right?
Yeah.
Those are good people. Those people. I hate it. It's God, and it's the social media age, and I sound like that old guy, this isn't music. But, No, shut the fuck up. You got courtside seats, and the kid was like, he was the son of somebody. Mm-hmm. The kid who got hit in the face.
Was it like a golfer or something?
No,
or
he was the son of somebody big. He was paid.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's frustrated, but with the Steph Curry situation, I tell this to all my friends, Drake, Matt, all you guys who are listening. I go, I've never seen such a no-show back to back. Mm-hmm. You cannot, you were a unanimous MVP, and again, I'm going to quote Colin Cowherd. He drives me nuts, but I like watching him. He says these things where you're just like, fuck you.
Right.
And then he backs it up with statistics. Mm-hmm. And one of the things he said, he was like, you know what? And this was when Curry was on fire. Mm-hmm. And he was like, you know what? You take him, LeBron's better. And he's like, you take that shot away from him, and what does he have? He's not a prolific scorer. He's not athletic like Russell Westbrook. He doesn't have, you take his shot away, that's it. Yeah. And then, boom, back-to-back years. He's a fucking no-show, dude. Mm-hmm. I've never seen that before. I was blown away. I was like, you need to take over this game.
Yeah.
He did nothing.
Well, that's how I felt about KD in Game 6 and 7.
Was KD? Yeah, KD was relatively.
KD was what cost us in Game 6, which this was in Oklahoma City, we should have won that game by far. But
now let me ask you a question. Not like it matters, but if you had to choose one or the other to go, would it be Russell or would it be
KD? Oh, man.
Apples and oranges.
Yeah, it's too tough of a question. I guess I don't know.
I have a theory with point guards. We went over this a couple episodes ago. Point guards don't win championships. The only point guard, to the best of my knowledge, that drove the team, and people say Magic Johnson, but at the end of the day, that was the Lakers team, Jerry West, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He had another mega superstar, and he was also 6'9".
Yeah.
So, he ran points. He's in the Hall of Fame as a point guard, but he's 6'9", and I think height has a lot to do with that position, or we need to get rid of the 1 through 5 altogether. That system is flawed. Right. But the only one to do it was Isaiah Thomas. You know what I mean?
True.
And even then, it still took Bill Laimbeer, Rick Mahorn, the Worm, you know what I mean, to actually, you need a team. Yeah. One guy doesn't do it.
Yeah.
Whereas like a LeBron, a Mike, a Kobe, they still need their +1, but it's always like a big man or like a 1-2 punch. With Russell, they were splitting too much time, weren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, that was the story at the end. Was KD was upset because Westbrook had the ball so many times. That's what the story everyone wanted to tell. I don't know if I agree so much with that, but
as an OKC fan, how did you see it playing out? If you had to come up with your own theory,
wait, how so?
As in
how far behind are we?
What do you know? What do you think? What do you think? Do you think there's any validity to that rumor? That KG was like, man, I need more minutes. I need the ball more. Or do you think it was just something they just couldn't?
I felt like KD got the ball enough times in Game 6. He had enough. And when you look at the stat sheet, they're pretty even between KD and Westbrook, unless Westbrook pulls out of nowhere, starts shooting for no reason. Mm-hmm. But I don't feel like it was enough of a problem for that to be the main thing, and then to go to Golden State because you don't get the ball enough.
Right, that's the one place that you're not going to get the ball.
Go to Boston if you're going to go for the sake of getting the ball.
Boston was making, on a side note, Boston was making some moves this offseason.
Yeah, they very well.
They were going after everybody. They're like, we'll give you this, we'll give you that, because they want to win now.
Yeah.
They're not gonna.
No.
But they want somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They need a big name superstar, and they have the money to spend. Problem is that team for a superstar is so many years out from. You got Isaiah Thomas. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much all you got on that team. There's not much else.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But they were making moves. I mean, every rumor I saw on NBA was like Boston's ready to give up the whole draft board for. All right, but you're right. That would be a good market. That would be a great market.
Yeah.
I don't know about a black athlete in Boston, but, I'm sure it'll be fine. There's also underlying tones of racism throughout this podcast.
Oh, of course.
So feel free to just go nuts.
All right. I can't wait to listen to the Tim McLaughlin.
McLaughlin, dude,
he went off.
He was hilarious. My mom listens to us too, and she was like, I liked it. It was just a little too vulgar for me. I couldn't do it.
I feel like that's everyone's response to Tim.
Tim is amazing. He had us cracking.
Oh, I believe it, man.
I couldn't stop laughing. Yeah, if you guys are tuning in, please check out our Tim McLaughlin episode. It got a little choppy at about 50 minutes, but it's 50 minutes leading up to it of just solid material. And dude, he was ruthless. He did this one story about, he goes like, yeah, I got season. I'm not gonna do a Tim McLaughlin voice.
I like that you're doing this podcast. You're referencing another podcast.
Another episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I got season tickets, and he was like, yeah, I got it from Budweiser Bob, and he was like, oh, I never liked him anyway. He was a prick, but yeah, I got free. Yeah, he died. It was great. And I was like, greatest thing that ever happened to me. I'm like, Tim, you are a piece of shit. Oh man, well, we love you. We love you. Yeah, if you guys, Dane, you know, I forgot to tell him. We'll have you plug at the end. But Dane here is a Chicago comedian as well, doing shows all over the place and coming into Laugh Factory. You got any shows coming up or anything?
Check out 100 Proof every Monday at 8 at Comedy Sports if you want to see more of my stuff or really great comics.
100 Proof at Comedy Sports?
Yeah,
Where's Comedy Sports located?
It's right by the Belmont Red and Brown line. Very easy to get to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So Belmont and Sheffield?
Yeah. If you have an off night on a Monday and you're like, man, I want to do something other than watch Netflix, go check out the show. We have some of the best comics in Chicago.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. I do have Mondays off, so I will be over there.
Yeah, Labor Day's coming up too.
You guys are doing a show on Labor Day?
Yeah, we're doing a big Labor Day show. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Any Laugh Factory comics going to be over there outside of yourself? Trying to plug Laugh Factory.
I don't think so, no.
No, that's cool, man.
Just a bunch of local favorites.
That's great, man. Yeah. Love it. All right. So, do you see Golden State winning?
I think so. Yeah.
You think they are the 2017 champs?
Yeah, I think there's no chance for any other team right now, and it makes me upset because like I think back about the Chris Paul like veto, and I'm like, why?
Chris Paul's a prick.
Yeah. Well, of course.
Chris Paul, you never hear anything good about that guy.
Yeah.
Not to say that he's not a good father.
A great field general. Yeah.
But he's a cancer.
Yeah.
Why the fuck haven't the Clippers won?
Yeah.
It's not Doc Rivers.
Those are pretty great.
Dude, you look at that team. You have DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, and then their bench. They had like Jamal Crawford for a while. They had Matt Barnes. I mean, that was my favorite team to play with on 2K. I mean, it was lights out, shooting, Lob City. Yeah. The fact that they didn't win just means that somebody in that locker room is a nightmare, or the coaching staff is fucked. But I refuse to believe that coaching staff is fucked because they've won.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, Clippers blow my mind. You don't want a guy like that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Trust me, we have Rajon Rondo.
Yeah. Every one of those like players on that team are just like nonsense people.
Just egomaniacs, narcissists.
I loved it when people were like, "Oh, well, maybe Blake will come back to Oklahoma and play." And it's like, no, clearly he loves LA. Like, why he would go to a bigger market team? Like, why would he come back to?
It doesn't get bigger than New York, right?
Yeah, New York. Yeah.
I said that about Jakeem and Derek going. I was like, I'm glad that we didn't ship him off to like Toronto or something.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they can go to another big market team where they're comfortable. And I'm like a pseudo Knicks fan this season.
Yeah, I'm a huge Noah fan, so I'm gonna really miss.
You
him.
like Noah?
Love Noah.
Really?
That's
really interesting to me. It's usually like you either fucking are a Bulls fan or you hate Noah.
Yeah, yeah.
Why do you like Noah?
Well,
I love that.
I probably should have mentioned I'm also technically a Bulls fan, but I haven't like plugged in for a while.
Sure, yeah. I mean, when you were Jordan in the 90s.
Yeah.
So,
but I love Noah because of just like how much passion he had when we had Derrick Rose out, and how like it seemed like the general office wanted to like lose some games so we can get some better draft picks or whatever. And
I hate what the Bulls front office did to Noah.
Yeah, and to Tibbs. Like Tibbs was an amazing coach, and we lost him because of.
Tibbs was an amazing coach.
Yeah.
Side note to that.
Yes.
Tibbs is like a bad marriage.
Yeah.
You got to know when to just call it quits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
And I know Gar Forman and Garpax is just, they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we couldn't beat LeBron. And we couldn't beat LeBron in like devastating fashion. We didn't get close.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how are we ever going to make it to now Minnesota, watch out. Look at that team. They're going to do their thing. But Thibs every year best all the projections, first round knockouts, second round knockouts. And then injury played a huge part in that. But they want to say rode him too hard or he didn't limit his minutes. No, he's not a Greg Popovich, right? He's not going to but the defensive skill, I mean, Noah couldn't have came to a better team.
Yeah.
That was his whole game. Do you ever watch him in Florida? When Florida just couldn't stop winning championships.
I just watch highlights whenever,
Same guy.
Yeah.
Same guy. And then he's the ultimate troll.
Yeah.
Which I love.
I love
You think Cleveland's cool? I mean, I never heard anybody say, I want to go to Cleveland on vacation. You know what I mean? Like,
I love
he's the best.
And he's just, like, such a good person, too. Like, I remember watching a game, and I was watching Noah intensely during the game because he was getting close to a triple-double. And he had just one more assist. And it seemed like, okay, so we were up by, like, I think 20 or 30 points.
We as in the Bulls?
Yeah,
okay.
The Bulls. And Noah was still playing because they wanted to give him a triple-double. And he was, like, throwing the ball to the bench players, and they didn't realize what was going on. So they would, like, toss the ball to somebody else, and it'd be like, just shoot the ball. He needs an assist.
Yeah, it's okay.
And then eventually he was just like, nah, you know what? It's not worth it. I'm out here for no reason. And then he took himself out of the game. And I was like, that's a huge thing to not want to go for that, to put the game in before yourself. Well, not to put a JaVale McGee,
Yeah.
Where have you seen that? Where he tried to get a triple. They were losing by, I think, like 20 points or something.
And he was just chalking them up.
He was trying to get more.
Pulling an AI.
He was trying to, like, slam dunk the ball. And
that's
like,
funny.
You're losing. Get out of here.
I think with Noah, he's an old soul. I think he would have done great in the 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
I think he would have been like our beer Lambeer. You know what I mean? I just have a feeling like this, when he's like clapping and doing all that, he's like, fuck you, LeBron. He's like, I got enough friends. I absolutely love Joakim Noah and everything he stands for. And say what you will about the guy, he's never in trouble.
Yeah.
Never does anything wrong. You know what I mean? I mean, parties a little bit.
Yeah.
Makes out with supermodels in Ibiza.
Yeah.
That's about it. What a scumbag.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Jerk.
Oh, man. So you thinking Golden State? I think Golden State's got it, too.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
I would put my money on it.
I like Golden State.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I don't have any qualms with them. I was a Golden State fan when Jason Richardson was on the team.
Yeah.
And Steven Jackson.
Yeah.
So.
My hopes are that Golden State wins the next 7 championships, and then the NBA just loses ratings because people are like, well, why are we just going to watch the Golden State Warriors win again?
I'll tell you what, man.
They'll suffer from this goddamn trade that they let go through. They shouldn't have let it go through.
I liked how the new commissioner, Adam Silver, called it out, though.
Yeah.
I like how he goes, we don't want super teams.
Yeah.
But you guys still allow it to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, there should be some... I guess you can't really regulate that. That's an effort in futility, but...
Yeah, but they're the most likable team in the world. It speaks to,
the Golden
like,
State Warriors were a
likability.
fucking joke.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Oh, for sure. We were squashing them, like, every year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then it was just like...
And then they did it solely through the draft.
Yeah.
Which I loved. Like, Curry wasn't highly touted.
Mm-hmm.
Klay Thompson wasn't highly touted.
Mm-hmm.
Draymond Green wasn't highly touted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nobody on that team. And I'll tell you right now, if Klay Thompson was on another team, he would be a mega superstar.
Oh, for sure.
He would be the James Harden of that team.
I hated every third quarter we had to play against
because
him.
he lit it up. He's Mr. Third Quarter.
Yeah. I would be like double team Klay right now. That's all we need to do right now. Because he's gonna go nuts in every time.
If that isn't a Kerr team though, because as a Bulls fan, Kerr was the one that hit those shots. He hit those threes. He hit game winners. He went championships.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, Jordan. Granted, Jordan did what Jordan did.
Right.
But last second shots. I had this debate a couple of years ago with somebody. I go, there's superstars and then there's guys that want to take the last shot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they sometimes go hand in hand because you want the superstar to have the ball,
right.
at the end of the game, as they should. But there's certain situations that warrant otherwise. Like, he could be a really good decoy. You drive in, you kick it out to Robert Horry. Bam. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Ray Allen. I'd rather have Ray Allen take a last-second shot from the 3-point arc than LeBron.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
but it's hard to like talk, like, what a terrible thing to talk to your like superstar about and be like, yeah, you're you're getting paid so much money, but like we're gonna let Ray Allen. He was Jesus Shuttlesworth. Just let him do it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You can give the ball to Jesus.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is like you could hit him with numbers too and make him feel really stupid. Like here's your percentage when you shoot from the field. Here's your percentage when you shoot from the 3-point line. Here's your percentage in clutch situations. You kind of suck in all those. So we're gonna give it to that guy whose percentage is leading and all time
because this is all he does. He's a specialty at this. So let him do it.
Let him do his thing. You'll get your ring. You'll get all the accolades. You know, and which somewhat happened. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. So enough on that. No anti-Draymond, pro Joakim. It was very interesting for me.
Yeah, I like a passionate player, but I don't like a passionate player that is a bullshitter.
Who's the one guy in the NBA you hate the most for no fucking reason at all?
Oh, that I hate the most for no reason at all?
It's a fun question of mine. I like to ask guests.
Because all I'm seeing is red with the face of like Draymond Green.
Draymond's your public enemy right now, huh?
I don't know. I kind of, for no reason at all.
Please, I love it.
I feel like I always have to have like a reason to hate somebody because I'm like such a
this is a no reason hate.
No reason at all.
No reason. You just don't like his face. You don't like the way he plays.
Oh, face. Man, I could probably go into
Draymond stare.
Yeah, I could probably go into Derek Fisher and just even though he played for
Derek Fisher and he played for you guys.
I just don't agree with him.
He just keeps fucking people's wives.
Yeah, I don't agree with that, but also just meh.
Derek Fisher?
Meh.
That's so random.
Meh with his face.
Yeah, okay, makes sense. Yeah, Derek Fisher. Trying to think if there was anybody else I didn't really care. Obviously, LeBron. But if there's somebody I just don't like for no reason at all in the NBA, maybe Ron Artest.
Ron Artest?
Yeah,
okay, so
and he was a
hate
bull.
him for a reason.
Well, yeah, because he elbowed James like a psychopath.
Jeez.
Dude, that was rough.
I remember I went to the Lakers game, like, I think 2 games after that, and I just kept swearing at Ron Artest. And I was like, I was challenging people to say something.
Say something,
Nobody said anything.
Catch a lawsuit real quick.
Yeah.
I got Kobe. I'd like to think that I got Kobe fouled out of a game. We had courtside seats.
Yeah.
And we were like, what happened to number 824? Keep it with 8. You know. And he was not hitting free throws, everything. He looked over at me and it was like kind of my claim to fame. I was like, yeah.
Nice.
No, yeah. I don't know. Ron Artest, he used to show up drunk to games.
Yeah.
Which is annoying.
Yeah.
And then the whole trash bag Indiana Pacers brawl, which I personally don't think Ron Artest initiated. I think it was Ben Wallace that initiated that fight. If you really go back and look at it, it was like the Ron Artest fight. I'm like, that was a Ben Wallace fight. Ben Wallace is the one that charged. Ben Wallace is the one that shoved. And Ron Artest is a psycho for wanting to go up against Ben Wallace at the time.
Yeah, well, he's a psycho in general. Everything.
Yeah, he is. Meta World Peace or whatever the fuck his name is.
And then all of his Key and Peele sketch things.
Wait, what's that? I didn't see those.
He was on Key and Peele, and he would just do like the weirdest, like he was a news anchor, and he would just say the weirdest shit back to back, and you were like, okay, this is the lull point in Key and Peele,
right?
And then we're gonna get back into the good stuff.
I feel like, and when he's like 55, he's gonna get busted with like 3 hookers and cocaine, but one's gonna be a tranny.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
and one of them's gonna have like a pineapple up their cooch.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. And like he's gonna be in like some S&M gear.
Yeah,
you know, like maybe like a Pulp Fiction mask.
Yeah,
I feel like that would be Ron Artest.
One of them will be dressed as like Roger Goodell for no reason.
Yes, just like a crossbreed.
Yep.
Incestual.
Yeah.
Weird.
Maybe he wanted to play tight end, and his dad didn't hug him enough.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. And then he's listening to some really creepy music.
Really?
Yeah, he's got to be.
Do you
like,
have his like Spotify or what?
No, I'm just assuming. This is all assumption.
Yeah.
This is all assumption of Ron Artest.
Well, I've had sex with him before, so
have you?
I know about the Roger Goodell thing.
Oh,
it's
nice.
Just his thing, yeah.
Was it a mask?
It's
like
no,
a cutout.
It's a cardboard cutout, and it's just a picture. It's really low budget. It made for a bad porn, but
makes sense.
I got free drink tickets, so
I feel like that would be very impersonal.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there would be a connection there. I think that would just be raw carnage.
Yep.
Okay. I'm sorry for that. Well, assuming that it wasn't that good.
Well, stage time is stage time, so I'm gonna take what I can get.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Speaking of Roger Goodell. Let's do some NFL.
Sure.
Let's talk. Let's do a little NFC. Let's talk about your Bears fan. So when now you stayed a Bears fan the entire time you were in OKC, I would imagine.
Yeah.
No, you were in OKC, right? You were in Oklahoma City.
I was in Tulsa. Oklahoma.
Tulsa,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But
Tulsa.
I would go to Oklahoma City for
Now, did
all
you
the games.
you got
and
the
stuff.
games obviously
Yeah.
nationally televised?
yeah.
Okay. Did you ever stop watching them for any point? Let's go back. What period of your life were you in Tulsa?
I was so I think it was around. It's closing in on 10 years. I moved to Tulsa. Yeah, 10 years ago I moved to Tulsa from Crystal Lake.
And you're how old?
I was 16 when
16.
I moved. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then you came back when?
I came back when I was 22. Yeah.
Okay, so you did a solid stretch.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the entire time when I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, everyone knew me as like the guy that was into Chicago sports and just loved Chicago in general.
It's like a weird stigma. I moved to Daytona for 8 years, and everybody's like, "What's up, Chicago?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Dude, I'm in elementary school. I barely remember my password to get food." You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't on the hardcore streets slinging rock. You know what I mean? I'm just like the Bulls.
Yep.
So you watched them throughout the good, the bad, the really bad, like Curtis Enos, A-Train, to the relatively good years when we made the Super Bowl, and everything in between. A lot of heartache, a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah, man. I've had nothing but heartache teams. It feels like it hurts. It hurts.
Always a bridesmaid.
Brutal.
Oh,
Let me
man.
tell you.
There's a lot that happened with the Bears for me. I think when they started just fucking changing OCs, like they changed their drawers. Like we had Mike Martz, this offensive guru.
Yeah.
He's not an offensive guru, people. He had Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, Kurt Warner, and Marshall Falk. I just don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
He's not an offensive guru.
Yeah. And what was his offensive guru-ness? The fact that he
Run a
wouldn't
9
ever,
route and let Kurt Warner throw it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And
Fuck you, Mike Martz.
don't ever cover the quarterback because that's not important at all.
I hate Mike Martz.
Yeah.
He fucked us.
He was a nightmare. Yeah.
You know what
was
else
the
he did?
worst.
He got rid of my favorite Bear, dude. He got rid of Greg Olson.
Yeah.
Which ended up coming full circle. Everything happens for a reason. God is good kind of deal. Where his kid, Greg Olson's kid, needed like heart surgery, and their specific heart surgeon was in Carolina with Ron Rivera. So that ended up working out for him. But assuming that didn't go down, fuck Mike Martz. Fuck Mike Martz.
Yeah. He also looks like the Colonel. So
Yeah, he does. And then we bring in Mike Tice. And then I don't know if you heard of this head coach that we got from Canada named Mark Trussman.
Out of nowhere.
Dude, do you know the old GM, Phil Emery?
Yeah.
He's like now a scout again.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, he went. Not like that's not an honorable profession or not like that's not good.
Right.
But
it is a downgrade.
It's a downgrade.
Yeah.
You can stick to what you know, buddy, because obviously you didn't know what the fuck you were doing. And then Trussman, I believe, is the OC still in Baltimore, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Good luck to them. Now we got John Fox. And what we did was we were tired as Bears fans. Run, defense. We get it, cover 2, right? And we go with this radical, like we're going to air it out. And everybody's like, fuck yeah, we have good receivers. And we toss Brandon Marshall and get this first-round draft pick, and Kevin White gets injured for a year. That happens. And now it seems like we're going right back to like a 2-back defensive-minded team with good wide receivers but no offensive line.
Yep.
Like,
great linebackers, though.
Great linebackers. Yeah. Trevathan looked incredible.
Yep.
Freeman, McLaughlin was saying, is going to be a good addition to us. Jarrell Freeman.
Yeah, he's a Colts fan. I remember that.
Yeah. So a walk-on, apparently, Freeman was.
Yeah.
Undrafted free agent.
Might be injured until like week 5 is what I heard. He's on the pulp list.
Yeah. And then we got our first-round draft pick in Leonard Floyd. What do you think about him? Do you like him?
I mean... Yeah, I mean, if anybody can make him work, it's going to be Vic Fangio.
No, that's interesting to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know enough.
Yeah.
But I don't know enough about the 3-4 defense.
Yeah.
So Vic Fangio had his thing going on with Aldon Smith and Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman and like
just beasts.
Yeah. What's his name? Justin Justin Smith on the line, and they had a really good defense. Dante Whitner, but now he's coming to a team with not as talented defensively, but they're trying to make that happen.
Yeah.
As a Bears fan, I've never watched Bears play 3-4. Do you think that it will be beneficial to us? Do you think we'll stick with it?
I like to think so. Yeah. I think we need to make a big change in the defense regardless.
Yeah.
Because of where we've been recently.
Okay.
So I would like to see anything at this point. I want to see something thrown against the wall because we're not doing that well.
We're not.
Yeah.
And we just look awful, man. And granted, preseason doesn't, dictate what because you can go 4-0 in preseason and get knocked out of the playoffs. You know what I mean? And then you can go 0-4. I think there's been a couple of 0-4 teams that have won the Super Bowl. So I'm up for it. Let's do it. I just don't know what we're going to do offensively. I think we're incredibly unbalanced on offensively.
Yeah.
I feel like we have talent in all the wrong places.
Well, now we have to deal with not having Matt Forte, who was like our whole offense for a while.
We didn't even offer him a contract, dude. Nothing. Not even nothing.
Yeah.
Which to me is a slap in the face. He is a Bear. He will retire a Bear. Matt Forte is incredible. Hats off to you, brother. I fucking love you. You know what I mean? Same thing with Brandon Marshall. I don't know what side of the fence you were on with that.
I loved him. Yeah.
Everybody's like, he talks too much. I'm like, we suck. And he's really talented. And if we suck, it's not like he was going above the wall. He's just like, hey, quarterback's not playing the best. Offensive line's not doing the best. I think that our coaching isn't all that great. And he wasn't going out of his way. It was like when they asked him and they kept asking him, then he was like, I'm going to tell you.
To be honest, yeah.
Jets are gonna be all right this year, I think, too.
I hope so, yeah.
I don't know, man.
Marshall do well. Also, I have him on my fantasy, so he better do well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we had a pretty interesting fantasy draft, didn't we? Dane's in our fantasy draft, and that
Are
was
you
pretty
worried
good.
about Gronkowski getting injured?
Am I?
I saw that. I was like, you picked him first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason I picked Gronkowski first overall is because I was the 9th overall pick in our draft. I wasn't going to pass him up.
Yeah.
It's Gronkowski. All he does is catch touchdowns.
Yeah.
And Garoppolo is going to need somebody to throw to, and obviously Martellus Bennett's there, and that's going to take away. But it's still Rob Gronkowski, dude. You know what I mean? And it was like, who else was I going to pick? We're in a PPR league for all of you fantasy players out there. And Antonio was gone. AJ, I didn't want to do AJ Green just because he's a little inconsistent fantasy-wise. But Gronkowski's a stud. How do you feel about your team?
I'm okay with it. I definitely need some work in certain areas, but
I'm gonna pull up our.
I picked Andrew Luck, and then I found out that his line is garbage. I didn't think about that. Now I'm worried a little bit that he's gonna get sacked, and it's gonna be out of his control.
There's a couple teams where you just don't pick their players because of the inconsistency fantasy-wise.
Yeah.
For instance, I have a rule where I'll never pick a Saint.
Yeah.
Every time I pick a Saint, it's come back to bite me in the ass.
Even Drew Brees?
Yeah, I'll pick Drew Brees up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But in terms of like a wide receiver, he distributes the ball everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they never have
a real guess to who's going to get the ball this week.
Yeah, and they never. Oh, by the way, you need to update your team name.
Oh, yeah.
Team Arden is trash.
Yeah.
You know?
I totally agree. I feel like this is how trash talk's going to go all throughout fantasy.
I've already started on the smack boards.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm on
say?
it. I forget, but it was just one of those, just like, do you guys just want to hand me your money now or something like that? All right, so let's see. I got Jamal Charles was my big, and I got him in the second round.
Yeah.
So I was pretty excited about that. Well, snake draft, you know what I mean? League. Let me see who you got. I'm gonna check this out.
Oh no.
We're gonna do a little.
Get a lot of smack talk on Twitter.
Yeah. Are you on Twitter?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter.
You know what? If you want to, while I'm looking all this stuff up, plug anything you need to plug for our listeners at home.
Sure. At Dane Farton. That's my Twitter handle. And
how do you spell that? Just Fartin?
Yeah, Farten. Yeah.
En.
Yeah.
En.
Dane Farton.
Dane Farton.
Yep.
Nice.
I'm very clever.
And you follow Men in Scoring Position on Twitter, right?
I'm about to.
Oh, okay, that's it.
Yeah,
That's
I gotta get back in there.
yeah, you have to. What do we got here? Team. Oh, you're not even in my division. You're in the West Division.
I'm playing Billy next week, I think.
Are you?
Whenever we're starting, yeah.
You know what? Okay, so you got Andrew Luck, Lamar Miller, Danny Woodhead, Brandon Marshall, Demarius Thomas, Gary Barnage, Jordan Matthews.
I'm waiting for you to get that to that D.
Deshaun Jackson. I'm not going to do your defense. That's you pick the fucking 49ers.
Yep.
That's okay. You never know.
It was a panic pick.
You never know.
No.
Deshaun Jackson is a good pick.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do some trades with you, man. I need a running back. I need some running backs. Danny Woodhead might not be a bad pickup. I got Derrick Henry. Just think about it.
Or mull it over.
Mull it over. Yeah, nobody cares about our fucking fantasy draft. All right, man. And then in terms of the Bears, where do you see them going this year? 8-8, 6-10.
They're getting a lot of injuries, so I want to say we'll probably get 7 wins.
You think we make the playoffs?
No. Well,
do you know what? You watched those games last year.
It's okay, maybe. Nah.
You watched those games last year, and Fox did with the Bears I didn't think that they were going to fight that hard.
Oh, for sure.
I didn't know any of the guys on the field, and we were barely not winning.
Yeah.
So Fox is a good coach.
Yeah.
Nobody was sad to see him go, which makes me a little nervous. Carolina wasn't sad to see him go. Denver wasn't sad to see him go. So there's that aspect of it.
But his big addition was bringing in Gase and bringing in Fangio, which was a huge thing.
Yeah, and if you guys don't know about Adam Gase, watch the Miami Dolphins this year. I have a hunch that they're going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, I can see that.
I do. Assuming their defense does. Dude, they got Mario Williams and Ndamukong Suh on the defensive line. Yeah. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I think Cameron Wake, too, is still out there, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. Yeah. But, I don't follow Miami football like that. All right, so we're doing good on time. What we like to do sometimes when we have an extra guest is we'll do a Does He Know What He's Talking About segment. Unfortunately, it's just the two of us. So I thought it would be fun, fortunately, I should say. I thought it would be fun to do some trivia questions.
Sure.
Do some easy ones, throw some hardballs out there, and stuff like that. And we got a prize for you too.
Oh, I'm excited.
Are you
headlining gig here at Laugh Factory?
Keep your shirt on.
Oh,
keep your shirt on right now. We're on video. All right. So first question, seeing as how you're a big basketball guy.
Sure.
What's an NBA player deemed to be if he has received the Morris Podoloff Trophy?
Deemed to be? Mm-hmm. Probably the funniest in the locker room. Yeah?
MVP.
Oh, shit.
That is the MVP trophy, the Maurice Podoloff Trophy. And I could be mispronouncing that. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I was not familiar with that. All right. So you've been watching the Olympics, right?
Yes.
Okay. I got an Olympic question for you.
Oh, no.
What country fielded the 1996 Olympic women's teams that won gold in basketball, soccer, and softball? So what country in 1996 won gold in basketball, soccer, and softball?
Good. I know this because when I was 6 years old, I was a huge fan of the Brazil basketball team.
Okay.
Women's basketball team.
So we're going Brazil, final answer?
Yeah.
The United States.
I should have gone that way.
That's okay. That was when she ripped off her shirt, and it was like this big deal.
I remember because that was my first boner when I was 6 years old.
Okay.
It was patriotic though. It was all about.
Did you get a boner?
Yeah.
Did you?
No, I didn't.
Did you finish? I'm really interested in that.
Did I finish?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Mom, turn off. Don't listen to this.
6 years old. I didn't know what I was actually doing. What was going on?
Yeah, you're just using 3 fingers. Like, this is exciting.
This is great. I still do. I still use 3 fingers. But.
All right. I got another one for you. I'm going to try to easy this up because I don't even know if I would have gotten those. What is the first athlete to rap in the Pro Bowl musical gala in 1995?
First what?
So the first athlete to rap at the Pro Bowl, NFL.
Pro Bowl.
musical gala in 1995.
Musical gala.
Think of a very flamboyant, very dominant, arguably GOAT player in 1995.
I'm thinking Kobe.
That would rap. No, it's an NFL player.
NFL player.
NFL Pro Bowl.
Pro Bowl.
So 95, flamboyant, GOAT at his position, in my opinion. Very hip.
I want to say, Jim McMahon? I don't know.
No, Jim McMahon, no. He's not the GOAT at it's Deion Sanders.
That sounds
Prime
like
time.
Prime
time, baby. For 21st and prime. Love that guy. He's the best. Oh, man. You know what? These are actually really fucking hard.
I'm also very dumb, so.
No, don't say that about yourself. You're an amazing guy. Guys, if you've been listening this whole time, thank you so much. I know that we've been kind of running and just going down our little rabbit holes and feeling each other and talking about erections. Not ejaculation.
No.
Just erections.
No finishing.
So if you guys want to subscribe and you guys want to find us, we are the Men in Scoring Position. You can find us on Facebook, SoundCloud, for all you iTunes users, self-titled Men in Scoring Position. Snapchat, you can find us at Men in Scoring POS. Follow us at Twitter, Men in Scoring POS. And if you have any trivia questions that aren't ridiculous like the ones I pulled up on triviaplaying.com, you can email us at meninscoringpod@gmail.com. Suggestions, thoughts, comments, general overall points of view. Always be sure to like, rate, subscribe, tell your friends, follow us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And follow Dane Arden on Twitter at
Dane Farton.
Dane Farton.
At the end.
Dane Farton. That being said, it's been a relatively uneventful week. There's not a lot going on in sports.
It just feels like there's just a ton of injuries.
Football's coming up.
Sad, yeah.
Football is coming up, so I am super excited about that. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. You guys are amazing. Mike, our producer, can we give it a round of applause for Mike?
Yeah.
Mike killing it. All right, guys. We are the Men in Scoring Position. Thank you so much.
Bye.